What is up, guys, and welcome to another video from Sailing Tech UK, guys. So thank you so much for your continuous and generous ongoing support. This is our new project, a 2001 BMW X5. It's the first generation. It's an M Sport, a genuine M Sport 3-litre petrol engine, which, as you know, if you live in London City, petrol is the one that everybody wants these days to avoid the congestion charges and the ULEZ charges. 3-litre. It's the same engine that you get in the 330 M Sport E46. This car is actually based on the E39 5 Series, guys, and it's also the blueprint of the chassis is from the Range Rover. Obviously BMW took over Range Rover at the time, and they used the blueprints of the 4x4 chassis based on the Range Rover, but the internal and external parts are mostly E39 BMW 5 Series, and it's still such a pretty car to look at. I mean, it's nearly 20 years old. But it is testament to BMW's build quality. It still is a stunning car to look at, and it drives equally good. Yes, it's got a few cosmetic marks, being a 20-year-old car, being driven in London for most of its life, but even then it's still got such a good looking stance. It's got so much presence, and it feels like an absolute tank when you drive it. I mean, we recently did an ML 320 CDI Mercedes, and this feels just so much more stronger, so much more rugged. It feels like you can drive this through a brick wall. Obviously BMW use a thicker sheet of metal on their cars, and it shows. In the back it's slightly smaller than the ML, I would have thought, the space wise, but still you get plenty. I mean, this is just classic Range Rover. If you look at this tailgate, the way it opens. At the time, BMW were very new to the game of SUVs, so that's just classic Range Rover. But again, you get decent sized boot capacity for your luggage. The seats are still classic BMW black leather all the way around, and it's worn out, still 20 years old, and it looks unmarked. That's superb BMW quality. Inside, as you'd expect, you've got the classic BMW round dials, almost religious to BMW at the era of these cars were built in. Switchgear, surprisingly everything works. Being an M Sport, you get slightly sharper handling. It feels a lot stiffer when you drive it with M Sport suspension. The throttle response is instant and rapid, and again, all the switch work well. I mean, the radio doesn't sound the loudest. This is a classic old BMW radio, business radio. Air conditioning still works. The classic BMW gear shift automatic, and I've got the manual drive option as well if I wanted to do so. These still work, the volume controls in your steering, and it's just, switchgear is just so plainly laid out, simple to read, simple to use. Right, now for the best bit, guys. How does it drive? Being a 20-year-old car, you'd be absolutely surprised. This has actually done about 133,000 miles. But it did come with full service history, just a couple of owners. As I said, it just had a few knocks on the bodywork cosmetics, but then again, there are absolutely no suspension noises. The brakes are absolutely superb, spot on, and the best thing is this SUV drives like a car. I mean, that's the main thing about BMW. They are the ultimate driving machines. It doesn't feel like a big heavy boat, just doesn't rock through the corners. It doesn't feel like it's going to tip over. It's unstable. It feels planted to the ground. It's got the wide tires to go with it, and it's absolutely solid. I mean, the drive is superbly refined. The power delivery is rapid and instant. I mean, the M Sport just launches as soon as you open the throttle. The brakes are equally good. It hugs through the corners. It holds you tight, and it gives you the thrill of driving a sports car while being an SUV. It's got all the practicality inside, so you can get your kids in the back, you can put your luggage, you can go holiday, you can get your dog inside. It's such a superbly refined. I mean, this is the very first SUV that BMW made, the X5, coming up to about 20 years old now. Then they made a whole range of X6s and X3s and X2s and X4s, but this is the one that kicked it all off for them, and it was such a huge success for BMW that in turn they ended up making a whole range of SUVs, and very, very successful XUVs at that as well. So yeah, and again, it's the first four-wheel drive BMW SUV, and if you've got a couple of grand, just, I mean, the thing is, the beauty of these cars is they go on forever. If you look after them, they will last you a lifetime. I mean, they will serve you day after day as long as you don't abuse them and give them a regular oil change service. Testament to BMW's longevity, and engines are superb. This is the M54 engine, and it's 3-litre straight 6 M Sport engine, delivering about 230 brake horsepower with four-wheel drive. And again, I mean, it's a 2-ton car, guys, but it moves. I mean, as soon as you open the throttle, you've got the classic BMW exhaust roar, the classic BMW engines roar, and it just, I mean, it feels like I can drive this to Scotland and back. Yeah, and I'd enjoy every single mile. I mean, it just munches away at the miles. It's still a superbly refined car, and it's just so strong to drive. It feels like it's very, very stable, very strong. Such a joy to drive. I mean, again, it's such a driver's car. Being a BMW, typical BMW, it just rewards you. You don't feel mundane or bored about driving a BMW. It just, the engine sound, the throttle response, the suspension, the way it hugs through the bends, it just thrills you, even for an older car. So my advice to you is, if you've got a couple of grand lying about and you wanted a good solid SUV just for like your daily drive, or just like to put your tools inside and go to work every day, get yourself one of these guys. Yes, it does about 22 miles per gallon on a local run, city run, but still there is just so much quality here just for so little money, and so much enjoyment as well. A 3-litre straight 6 M Sport for 2 grand, and it just puts a smile on your face every time you open the throttle. And inside as well, it's a very pleasant place to be. The leather is nice and comfortable, the switchgear is easily laid out, the driving position is perfect. I've got loads of visibility all around me, and also it's such a good car to keep and to enjoy. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and we hope you enjoyed this video. Please stay tuned for more videos to come your way. Thank you for watching Sterling to UK, and have a really nice day.